Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome, everyone, to the Identity Crisis Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan George.
And I'm his host, Sean O'Neill.
How's everyone doing tonight? Hope you enjoyed our song.
Tonight?
It's
midday.
You can never tell. There's no windows here. For all you know, it could be... Don't look at the time. For all you know, it could be 8 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. It's actually 3 in the morning for us right now.
It's high noon somewhere in the world.
No, it's 5 o'clock.
It's high noon somewhere in the world. High noon somewhere in the world.
Okay, McCree.
Is that still a meme in the Overwatch community? I haven't played Overwatch in years.
Is the Overwatch community still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what's funny? You know how, God, was it last year that they revealed Overwatch 2?
Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah.
Right? Yeah. But you know how in the trailer they revealed a new character? They revealed a new character in one of the trailers. What was weird was, I was like, oh, so they're bringing that character, because it was like a hinted character for a while. They're bringing that character into Overwatch 2. I just found out she's already a character in Overwatch 1. So I was like,
oh, do you mean Echo?
Echo, yeah.
Yeah. She was like teased a while with McCree.
She's because she had that trailer with Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was in that trailer. That's when I was like, oh, Echo's being revealed. I was like, oh, Ash. Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. The last time I played regularly was when. Trying to remember.
Summer
I think
of 2017.
Doomfist. I think he was the last character I can remember coming out, and that's when around the time I was playing. So there's been 6 characters after that or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the same way.
There's not even a defense subsection anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've changed the game a fair bit.
Yeah. Are we getting a BlizzCon this year?
No.
I didn't think so.
Mm-mm. I think it would have already passed.
Yeah.
There's a QuakeCon going on right now, but I think it's all virtual. But
I mean, that's how a lot of things are nowadays anyways.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Xbox is having their... Or no, not Xbox. DC is having their fan event.
Are
See
they?
that? Fandome? It's August 22nd something. I don't even really know what it is, but it's some sort of event.
Yeah, I saw somebody say something about that, but I didn't look too much into it. Yeah.
They also... But I think to come out of that, related to that, was Rocksteady finally revealed the game they've been working on for 6 years, which was a Suicide Squad game.
Oh, yeah.
Which
is
is really surprising to me. Because for years, I could have sworn it was a Court of Owls game, man.
That would have been cool.
Because I fucking... Arkham Asylum, or just all the Arkham games are really good. Just plain and simple.
That's true.
And I was like... Well, I guess the most recent one they did was their least received. People said... A lot of people I remember were like, this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of makes sense they wouldn't do another one. But it was still I was still expecting another one.
Yeah.
Because there was so many rumors about Court of Owls, and Court of Owls would be perfect.
It does seem like a cool concept. I would have definitely been down for that one.
Yeah. But then instead they're doing a Suicide Squad game, which I don't know how I feel.
I think it'd be cool.
I think it could be, but man, do I hate that Suicide Squad movie and what Suicide Squad is now.
I'm hoping it is not based on the movie.
If it is, I will not give it a chance.
I don't think it is though.
I don't think it is either. It doesn't look like it is.
Mostly just, well, I mean, we're speaking off of one picture.
Oh yeah.
But that one picture is of Superman, and none of the new movies have to do with
That's
Superman.
True.
So I'm really hoping they don't go that route. If they do, then I hope they know they're just throwing away money.
Yeah, basically. I don't think it'll work for that style. I think maybe they could do the Suicide Squad 2, but even then we don't know what that looks like.
Right.
That's not coming out till next year, I think.
Yeah, I think it got pushed back to
21. Yeah, I don't even think was it supposed to come out this year?
I think it was supposed to come out late this year.
Okay.
I
don't know.
I could be wrong though. I mean, there's so many dates that are now mixed up in my head that I have no idea what.
Yeah, they're just all over the place at this point. You never know.
But I don't know. If they do it right, it'd be cool. I would like for them to do kind of like an Arkham Asylum, more of a dark, scary type version of it.
I mean, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, but definitely more of a story mode. But
I think it would.
It'd be cool if they let you choose what character you wanted to play as.
That's what I'm curious if they were gonna do like a team beat 'em up where you'll have multiple like Marvel's Ultimate Alliance kind of thing.
That I would be cool with that.
That would be interesting.
Especially if they brought in
one-on-one.
It'd be cool if they did that and they brought in every Suicide Squad member throughout the years that you
can
can put on your team.
Suicide Squad gets turned around all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have pretty much Boomerang, King Shark would be in there.
Even he's rare. King Shark.
Mm-hmm.
He's usually not. It's usually like Boomerang, Killer Croc.
Of course, you got Deadshot and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Deadshot. Harley Quinn, even though it's only been recently that she's been with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's popular enough that she definitely would be.
Yeah, I would almost be betting money that she's
yeah.
She's such a selling point.
Nowadays, because of the stupid Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Birds of Prey?
No, I did not.
It was okay.
Really?
It was definitely better than Suicide Squad. It's hard to describe. Like, it wasn't bad per se. There was just so many parts there that so the last 30 minutes is really, really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the action is really amazing, but it has such a long build up to that point, and that last 30 minutes is so good that it's like I just want the rest of the movie to be like this.
What? There's something else like that recently, which I understand. It was another movie. It was I think it's called Desperado on Netflix.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know anything about it.
I know you did not watch it. It's kind of like more of comedy chick flick. I watched it with my sister when she was down here.
Yeah, I would not have watched that.
But pretty much the whole movie was like her going one route when obviously what they were trying to get to at the end was playing up.
Yeah.
But the last 10 minutes of the movie was what everybody wanted. And it was just so like, come on. Like, just, we would have much rather like 10 minutes of this, like, or like half and half, give us like the build up and then let us experience the fun part of the movie. I was like, but you made us go through this long ass process for the part we're waiting for. I know it's a weird like comparison, but I could see that being with Birds of Prey, where it's like, okay, I'm tired of waiting. Give me what I want.
And I don't like the Harley Quinn in this. I think the actor, I can't remember her name.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yeah. I think she does a fine job, but I don't know. I find it gets annoying quickly to me.
Harley Quinn, I feel like, is a very tough character to portray.
She's really hard, and I don't blame them for. Well, I don't blame the idea of doing it differently to BTAS, the animated series, because again, that's just a hard character to write. But I don't think they did a good job. I think she's definitely written better than she was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
where she isn't like a pretty face.
Well, I think she actually got to write a little bit of her own character.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know she really enjoyed the idea of playing Harley Quinn, but I remember she hated being in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, she did not like that experience at all. But I think once she got like more creative control, it was a lot better. So
yeah. I don't think she's bad in this. I just kind of find her annoying. I think for most people, I think she works. Yeah, just not for me, really. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing now. It's harder for us to accept a lot of the people playing comic book characters like that come out because we have such a specific idea, and it's really bad when you compare them to Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark, Chris Evans playing Captain America, and Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. It's like those those people seem like they're made for those roles. Yeah, and sometimes when we see like new ones, we're like, no, that doesn't fit as well as it could. Yeah. And that's kind of the bad thing. It's like, no.
I think, honestly, what they do now in the comics with Harley Quinn is, like, the best she is. Because it's kind of a mix of the Batman the Animated Series and the current, like, movie stuff. Right. Where she's a lot more, like, energetic and wild, per se. But she's, like, I don't know. She's still smart about it. And they actually do that a little bit in Birds of Prey, because I mean, like, her whole origin story is she was a psychologist.
Yeah, she was Dr. Harleen Quinn. Yeah.
Quinzel,
my bad.
So she's smart, and they do that a little bit in the Birds of Prey movie, but I think they lean a little too much into the Joker, or I mean, it's hard to define it, but I think they need more of a balance to it.
Right.
But I don't know.
Well,
It wasn't bad. It was just meh.
Even in the comics now, I think she has like her own story going for her because Joker has a new side chick.
Really?
I think her name is Punchline.
Huh, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I've only really been following Metal with
yeah,
DC.
True.
Even though that's like a whole separate story kind of now.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, I think the last I heard was like there's a new kind of Harley Quinn and her name's Punchline.
Well, if I remember right, there's like a Joker war going on right now because there are 3 Jokers.
That's what I've heard
That's been a thing for a couple years now. Is that there's like 3 Jokers?
Yeah, that seems really wild.
Yeah, I don't really know what's come of that. If I'm being honest.
Hey,
What's up, Bengal? I just know it's been a thing for a while.
Right.
But
I mean,
maybe
it seems cool. It seems to be a cool underlying story.
I don't know. I honestly have just I've had such a hard time keeping up with comics lately. I've only really kept up with. I've only been like reading manga and like some older comics. Like
Right.
I've read it in Invincible, which came out a couple years ago, which is such a good comic.
Yeah, I started reading that one, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't even gotten to the good part yet. The first volume doesn't have the fun stuff, but it's really good. So I've like been reading older stuff. I read the Shattered Grid from Power Rangers, which was amazing.
Yeah, I know you got into the Power Rangers comics specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend who was who had kind of gotten me into Power Rangers, and I saw the comics and I just started reading it. It's so good. Twitch chatter says my power went out for oh wow.
All good, man. I mean, good to know that you're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
we were playing Terraria and we were very lost, but we did make good progress.
We did get a bit lost. But I have cool armor now.
You do have cool armor. Yeah, we made actually a lot of progress. Going to hell
We're going to hell next time.
next time. Yeah,
So make sure everyone who's listening tunes in on Monday. Probably do that Monday.
probably do that Monday. Yeah.
Monday,
Do it.
7 p.m. EST.
No,
Yo, you know, we should probably mention this before I forget. So
Oh, yeah.
next week we will be streaming throughout the week except for Saturday, because on Saturday Sean and I are both leaving to go on vacation for a week. So from basically all of next week until Saturday we will be streaming. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday we'll have normal streams. But Saturday we won't have a stream. We won't have a podcast stream, and then all of that week after we will not have any streams.
Yeah.
Because we'll just be completely out of town, and there's no real good way to set up, have a good setup and stream over there.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna take a full break and enjoy ourselves, and not really worry about anything else.
Do you want to see about doing longer streams then this week?
I mean, maybe we'll talk about that. We can see. But I just wanted to get that out of the way before I forgot, because I would forget.
Let everybody know what's going on.
Yep. So this will be the last podcast episode for 2 weeks, and then we have another set of streams next week. But after that, we'll be done for a week.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, Birds of Prey was really good, or it was really good at the last final, like the last act. But the first 2 acts just kind of are slow, and they needed. Like, the problem is the Birds of Prey don't really get together until the last 30 minutes, which is a little annoying.
Right.
Because they're so fun together.
Right.
It's a thing. Like, the best part was them being together and just doing cool shit. But it just didn't really happen. But fucking Ian McGregor, though, still pretty good. He's great in that. He's a Black Mask, the main antagonist. He's great. The Black Mask, though, looks fucking stupid.
I believe that.
It's so fucking funny.
Dude, you know what I really want from DC?
What?
Is the Bombshell side to come back out. That was like all the like pin-up style of all the...
Oh, I remember
like,
that, yeah.
They brought it all back to the classics. It was so cool.
You just like that because they were wearing less clothing.
Oh, dude, the Poison Ivy Bombshell, hot as hell.
Yeah.
It was like, okay.
I barely remember that, if I'm being honest.
Dude, I tried to buy a statue, $600.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're so rare now.
Well, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a limited run thing. Like,
they
only sold a couple of products.
There is a Death Bombshell at GameStop, though. But even that one's expensive.
Like, Marvel Death?
DC Death.
I don't know what DC Death looks like. I can't remember.
It's just a girl. So
okay.
a lot of times people portray Death as a female.
True.
So
I don't remember what Death looks like in DC.
Yeah. I don't know the real version. I just know the bombshell version.
Yeah, I believe that. What were we even talking about? How did we get? Oh yeah, Rocksteady with their Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, we got off track. Really,
totally forgot about that. Yeah, I think it could be good. It just depends. I think Rocksteady makes good stuff, so
yeah,
I feel okay saying that they. I mean, I can put my faith in them. Still would rather a Court of Owls game, but so be it.
On talks of a superhero game, I want to talk about the Avengers game that a lot of people have been playing and actually liking.
That's interesting. So the beta for people that have pre-ordered on PS4, I know it's confusing. There's literally a chart to see if you're eligible, because Xbox doesn't have it, even if they pre-ordered.
What?
It's stupid. PlayStation has their stupid exclusivity bullshit.
That's dumb.
Also, they have Spider-Man because that's stupid. I'm gonna bring that up too. God, I hate that. Anyways, so the closed beta for pre-orders is happening right now. I think it might end this weekend, maybe Monday. I can't remember. But if you pre-ordered on PS4, then you can play it for a little bit. And a lot of people are actually saying it's really good, and they're enjoying it, which is wild to me, honestly, because I honestly thought the beta would be the point where everyone's like, yeah, this game's kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because it just does not look good to play. It does not look fun. Everything I see of it, I'm like,
maybe one of those, like, once you actually get into it, you're like, you know what, okay.
And maybe I'm not opposed to it being good.
Right.
Like, I want it to be good.
Yeah. That's
it just does not look good at all.
We want a good Marvel game.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a good Marvel game in a while.
Yeah. I don't know. I would be really surprised. I mean, we're going to play it next week, even though we'll be on vacation. We're probably going to boot it up at some point.
I'm probably going to take my PlayStation with me.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll try it out just because we've been following this game since we've heard of the rumors that it was coming out.
Right. Many years ago.
Yeah.
When they did one trailer with Black Widow talking and all the armor and shit destroyed.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, we're invested in this game enough, but nothing has gotten me to be like, I should buy this right now. I mean, I'm not pre-ordering it either way. Even if I enjoy it in the beta, I'm not gonna pre-order it because I still don't. I can still see it falling and crumbling down, but I don't know. The more important thing though is recently it's been revealed that PlayStation players for Avengers are getting a free update that includes all of fucking Spider-Man. A new hero being Spider-Man.
That's going to go so poorly.
And I would like to point this out before I go on. Sony does not own the rights to Spider-Man fully. They only own movie rights. There's been a lot of misconception about that.
I even had that misconception.
Yeah. So everyone's like, well, of course they would. They've got rights to Spider-Man. No, they only have rights in their movies. Like Marvel still had to get permission from Marvel to make a game about him.
But I mean,
that's probably the reason why he's in it. Is because the Spider-Man Sony game did so good.
Oh, about to say the success of that game was incredible. I mean, pretty much that was one of the three main games that brought back single players.
Yeah, kind of. You're not wrong.
Beside God of War, Spider-Man, and there's one other one.
I know what you're saying, but I can't remember it either.
Was it on Xbox? It might have been on Xbox.
I don't think so. Xbox has been kind of opposed to it.
No, Red Dead might have been it.
Maybe. Either way, it was a big player in getting single player back in.
Yeah.
But the what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think it's still just a bad idea for them to have this kind of exclusivity because we were on the different sides of the coin, but for those of you that don't know, Destiny in its first year, for a little while actually.
Are we talking Destiny original or Destiny 2?
Didn't both? Both had PlayStation exclusives. Yeah, because Destiny 2 had Borealis and all that.
Oh, you're right.
We didn't have Xbox did not have Borealis and stuff like that.
I forgot about that.
So for a first 4 years of Destiny, and maybe even 5, I can't remember how far it goes. Activision got a bunch of deals with PlayStation to get some exclusivity to Destiny. So they got an extra strike or an extended mission, and an extra exotic gun and some little things like that.
It even got to the point where people were like, "What did Xbox do to screw over Bungie?"
Yeah,
they were.
Though it's weird now that they're in better relations with them than they are PlayStation.
Yeah.
But anyways, and as an Xbox player primarily at the time, that sucked. I mean, it wasn't like awful. It wasn't like every day I was like, it was given to me for my birthday. Of course I was going to play on Xbox. Anyways. Damn it, you made me lose my train of thought. Fuckface. Okay, yeah, so I wasn't, like, the exclusivity sucked, and I was like, oh, I want to play this Strike. Oh, I want this gun. But it never really, like, I wasn't really mad about it.
Yeah.
I didn't, like, consistently feel like I was losing something by playing or by not having these. Don't get me wrong, I still didn't like it, and now I'm glad those don't exist anymore, and everyone gets the same thing at the same time.
Right.
But the problem with the PlayStation thing on Avengers is it's a whole ass hero. Mm-hmm. That's a whole, like, what is there? Six heroes that we know of so far?
Yeah.
And then one of them is completely removed from player base?
Yeah, it's a whole actual part of the game. Like
exactly.
A whole functioning part of the game.
Like, there is so much involved to a character. That's like, the closest relation I could make that to is like if you took out the Hunter class.
Right.
In Destiny. And was like, no, I mean, that doesn't, obviously not 1-to-1, but it's like, it's as close as you can get.
It's more like if you took out auto rifles in a game.
Yeah, kind of.
You know, and you're just like, all right.
Like, that's a whole class and a whole building, a whole everything just not there.
That's the thing. That's like, with you, I don't know if there's like missions in Avengers where you have to have a team, but a lot of teams revolve around what characters you have. A meta could be having Spider-Man. If you don't have Spider-Man, you're screwed. You know?
Exactly.
And that's what really sucks about it is like there's going to be workarounds, of course, but there shouldn't have to be workarounds.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it at all. I think it's dumb. I think they need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I think exclusives need to die out.
That's what I thought. I thought that was happening.
Yeah.
I know PlayStation has been like the kind of the like old boomer in that sense where they're like, we don't want things to change.
Yeah, they're holding on. Just let go.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were against crossplay for a while. They're still doing exclusivity stuff, as you can tell. But like, I still, even then, I thought we were moving away from that. But nope, this big old thing comes around and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's bad. Not a fan of it.
Yeah, not great. Not great at all, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, nothing obviously we could really do about it.
Yeah,
it's still stupid.
A lot of people can complain, but not going to change anything.
At the very least, it's free, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That game still looks bad, in my opinion. We'll see when we play it next week.
What I would be cool with, if they did it, if this was more breaching into the Spider-Verse type Avengers game.
Meaning?
Like, if Spider-Man came up, right, and then, like, they're like, hey, man, like, we saw you yesterday, but you were in, like, this weird costume. He goes, I wasn't here yesterday, you know? And they're just like, what do you mean? We, like, did a mission together. And he's like, no. And then, you can't even change your suit, but every time you get a different Spider-Man from a different reality. And then it starts breaching into the idea that we're getting more of a, like, multiverse of Spider-Man.
They would never do that. If I'm being honest, they would never do that.
It'd be so cool, but I just want.
I think we will eventually.
Yeah,
I think eventually we will get a Spider-Verse game. Yeah. If anyone, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Insomniac. Honestly, that makes it.
I would even be cool. In a weird sense, if the Spider-Verse game was a gacha style.
All right, you're going too far.
Hear me out.
All right, nope, you've lost me.
It's not like building a team though. It's you don't pick what Spider-Man you get. It's randomized, so when you go in, like, somebody could have Spider-Man, right? And they have to play the game as Spider-Man. Another one could get, like Peter Porker, you know? So it's a bunch of different ones, you know?
No.
I would think that'd be cool.
That's just so easily monetizable. When you put it in the gacha format, nah.
But, like, I'm saying is, like, it's just randomized the entire way.
Yeah, exactly. It's randomized. Now pay $50 to get a better chance.
No, you don't get a better chance.
Yeah, it's a gacha. They're gonna do that.
No,
it's inevitable.
I would never.
It doesn't. You would never. Yeah, because you're a consumer.
No,
gachas are literally made to. They are fucking casinos.
They need to make it to where
gacha games are casinos.
They need to make it where you can't play the same exact characters.
Okay, I agree, but I'm telling you that's not gonna happen.
It sucks because it's not gonna happen, but it needs to happen.
It's not. Gacha games are not gonna change anytime soon. Especially when you kind of fuckers keep buying into them.
Are amazing.
They're not.
They are.
They're casinos.
They're not.
They are.
Because you don't actually have to pay for them.
They strongly urge you to.
Yeah, but it's for the weak-minded people that do.
We should not be preying on weak-minded people, but that's a fucking entirely different conversation. I mean, I'm not fine. I mean, play it if you don't pay for it. I think as soon as people start paying for it, that's where it becomes an issue.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different subject.
Yeah.
At that point, it becomes gambling. But gotcha is just like regular, like, I mean, a lot of times now they just give you like free spins, or free like draws, and it's whatever.
Again, though, they keep the push to make you buy more.
Again, weak-minded people.
Again, don't prey on weak-minded people. That's stupid.
That's the whole point of capitalism.
That's no fucking shit. Yeah. Anyways, so we also had among the game reveals, we had a state of play 2 days ago.
Sorry,
2 days ago.
Yeah, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah, which I would say it's probably their better state of play.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I know you didn't watch that much of it. You've only seen clips of it.
Yeah, I saw like clips that mattered.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was. So I think what the problem with it is, it was probably their best state of play in my opinion, because I think it had a better all-around selection. The problem is it's coming out in the time when there's a new console coming out.
Yeah,
like there was mixture of PS4 titles and PS5 titles. Okay, that's weird, especially when we're. What is it now? Like. At most 4 months away from release, at least 2.
Yeah, like they're saying holiday season. I would say November at the latest.
That's 3 months from now.
Yeah,
that's insane. And we're still okay. Well, to be fair, there are rumors that we'll get more info, like hardware related, this same month. But still, it's so weird to kind of push that.
Yeah,
but I'll admit it was a good state of play. There was a good mixture of big games and smaller games and shit like that, but it's fine. Godfall looks better.
Oh, I love what Godfall's doing.
The more I look at, I watched that part again, and I kind of liked it less. If I'm being honest, I'm like, I don't know. There's something about it that I'm just kind of like, not like it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of the same thing with Avengers, where I don't feel as much like. It doesn't feel like that much power is behind everything they do. I don't feel it as much. I really don't.
What? You kidding me?
No.
Dude, I thought everything looked great. First of all, you can choose whatever suit you want, so you can.
That is cool.
So you can honestly just change up your playstyle.
Okay.
Every time.
On my rewatch, the problem I had the stuff I had problems with was mostly the fighting. That's where I was getting
because
a little.
All they were showing you were the light attack weapons, not anything with the cool weapon arts. They were
maybe
and that's the thing. If you're looking for more impact, you got to go heavy weapon.
True.
Like, I mean, that's gonna be your two-handed hammer or war axe. That's gonna be the thing that you're going in there, and it's gonna show impact when you hit it. The swords aren't gonna do that. The swords are more for speed and like agile and getting out.
I mean, I still think I'll play the game, but I don't know. On rewatch, I was like. This looks kind of boring.
You're thinking too much about it.
Maybe
you always.
Well, that's why I don't. I'm okay with thinking about it a little too much because I don't end up buying Anthem.
Hey man, if Anthem 2.0 comes out, I already got it.
They actually talked about that a little bit. There's no development on it. They've done basically nothing. Yeah. It's kind of sad.
It was something like I hope they would have fixed in updates when it came out. Like, fix this problem. But then you figure out the underlying story, and then you're kind of like, well, shit.
Oh, my God. That article by Jason Schreier was crazy.
Yeah, you figure that out, and you're like,
everyone lost their fucking shit at that. Yeah. That was insane.
I mean, not to say it wasn't a bad time I played it. It was a bad game. Don't get me wrong. Very shitty game. But playing with people and making fun of how shitty it was, that was funny.
I still think the concept would work. It just did not. It was just very, very
flying around was fun sometimes. You just hop on, you fly around.
I can't believe they removed that like 3 times.
Yeah.
That was fucking weird. Anyways.
But yeah, it was.
I think with Godfall, though, I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit more. I'm not gonna pre-order it. That's for sure.
I am. I'm. 100%
I know.
are.
I know you are. Well,
Well, the thing is, like,
whenever are pre-orders available at this point? I don't think they could have you pre-order it without knowing the release date.
they're not available yet. Once they have a release date, that's when they become.
Well, that's the thing.
available
I'm
for
pretty
pre-order.
sure it's a launch title. We don't know the launch, and we'll never know the launch from what it seems like.
Yeah.
That's the weird part. Either way. I'm not pre-ordering it because I think I'll enjoy it. But I've been scarred too many times by looter shooters or looter slashers, as they call this one.
But in the same time, you're saying you want to see more from it. I don't want to see shit. I don't want anything to get spoiled.
I don't feel environments are spoiling.
I do.
And gameplay?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh,
I could
yeah.
see a story being spoiled. No. That's how you know whether or not you buy the game. Buying off of concept is the dumbest thing in the world.
I buy off concept.
I know you do.
And it sometimes works out. It's great.
Yeah, that's like flipping a coin.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
That's how I get some of the most enjoyment out of games. It's like discovering it for yourself. It's awesome.
I mean, I can kind of see that point, but there's just at this point, like in this kind of the area that the game industry is in right now, I cannot safely be like, you know what? I can put my faith in this company. It's very, very rare when I can do that.
I would 100%. I would say I would go for Godfall.
I'm not.
I
know next to these guys have made is this fucking like this weird 2D indie game.
I'm going
like
for
I think it was a roguelike if I remember right. I'm not reordering it.
I know.
And I'm not. I don't really.
I can let you know I'm not falling back for you. I'll go on ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have fun with the game.
I also don't believe you because you are trying so hard to find a third person.
Well, that's if we're doing streams. If I'm
I don't
just
think
playing,
we'll stream. Well, maybe I don't.
If I'm
I
just
mean,
playing the game,
the thing is,
I'll
I'm not.
follow.
I'm just gonna wait for a review of it. Decent reviews.
You do this every time.
Yeah.
You let other people decide the game for you.
Yes, the people who know how to play the games and know what's good about a game. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
It's not.
I hate that.
It's literally how I view most things.
Yeah.
Is reviews?
Think
yeah.
for yourself.
No.
Jesus Christ. You piss me off more than anything in this world.
Hell yeah.
Just play it for yourself. See what you think. If you don't
but
like it, oh well.
Then I wasted money.
You just return it.
With that kind of game, you cannot tell that. And the time frame you get to return
Dude, just play the game.
okay.
Yeah.
But those games are based off of Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
When you reach Endgame, that'll be too late. If I don't like it, then there's $60 gone.
At that point, you're gonna get used to the game.
Getting used to the game doesn't mean it's good
Sure does.
or enjoy. No, it doesn't.
Sure it does.
That's really not true
If
at
you
all.
can get used to it before Endgame, it means it's about right.
That's just being content.
Yep.
That's not good. Contentness isn't good.
You're gonna do the same thing as always.
Yeah,
You're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I should have gotten that game, but it's too late now. I'm not gonna play it.
I'm okay with that. There's so many other games. Because I have so many games to
dumb.
play.
So dumb.
I really don't care that much about it.
Dumb. So dumb.
Yeah, I'm not pre-ordering Godfall. If people say it's good, then I'll get it.
You hurt me.
I'm okay with it.
I can't believe that.
But what else was revealed? Oh, okay. So we got some more Crash Bandicoot stuff, which does look good.
I didn't watch it.
I know.
It's the same thing. You run down a hill, collect grapefruits.
Yeah. That's what's fun about it.
I've actually never found enjoyment in that game.
Really?
I've never.
I
Played
can
it and been
understand. I can kind of understand that because it's a little outdated at this point. But I think it's pretty fun. I think it's better than Spyro. Honestly, I prefer Crash Bandicoot over Spyro. I think Spyro is a little too weird for me.
Spyro was hard to control, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
that's kind of the thing for me. It was a little too. The only word I can think of is weird. It's just weird to control.
Yeah.
But I mean, I probably won't get it because I'm not like a. It seems like it's really made for fans, which I guess I'm a fan, but I'm not.
It's made
that much of a fan.
Made for the people it came out with.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they're very much like, this is for the people who enjoy Crash Bandicoot a lot.
Same thing, which I kind of wish Pokemon would get in their heads. That a lot of their people playing are the people that played Red and Blue. You know?
Yeah.
And they just don't
Make
seem
the
to
game
get
for the fans and not for the money? Never.
Yes, I know.
Never. Like, that Crash Bandicoot game is getting sold for $40, I think. Pretty sure.
Stupid. There's no way.
I'm pretty sure. I gotta validate that now, but I'm pretty sure it's being sold for $40. Like, not a full AAA.
What the heck?
What is it called? Something back in time. Crash for price. Sure, pre-order. That works too. Okay, no, it's $60. I was wrong. I lied.
It's too much to pay for that game.
Which is... maybe. I mean, it's a AAA. What do you expect? Any AAA game is going to be $60. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Unless you're NBA 2K and it's $70 all of a sudden. Did you not see that?
No.
PS5 NBA game is being sold for $70. Because they're in a new generation. As if they're the persons that are the people that are pushing the limits of this console. Like, fucking what? And what's worse is people are going to fucking buy it.
Oh, yeah. No,
I
can guarantee you within the first
so
hour of that being out, it's going to have 100,000 pre-orders.
I hate it. But yeah, Crash 4 looks good. For the people that enjoy those games, it looks good. I might get it eventually, but like when it's cheap.
When you find it at Goodwill.
I mean, yeah, kind of. I think honestly the big game that I enjoyed the most was called Pathless.
Yeah,
that game
cool.
caught me.
That game looked really pretty, and I like the mechanics behind it. I don't know how it's gonna play.
Yeah, that's the thing. It does look weird. Like for the first minute, I was like, this looks like shit, and then they kept playing. I was like, okay, you know, this actually looks kind of fun. Like the momentum looks really fun. It looks really fluid. I like the idea of just.
It's a cool free roam. Like go out and explore.
I wouldn't. It feels like a game that I would pay $20 for or something like that.
That's
you
like
know?
a hot Steam sell. I'd be like, you know what? Let me pick that up.
Yeah, I think it's only for PS5 though. If
it was a PlayStation Plus game, you got me.
Oh yeah, totally. I would definitely pick that up.
I don't, but I know it's probably not going to be for another like 5 months after the game releases.
Oh
I would say.
But I don't know. I think it would be cool to just I like the idea of the movement. I think it's unique and it looks really fluid.
Right.
I think the boss fights look fun. I think the whole world is pretty. I like the idea of it being open world but not having like a map.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, I like how it showed like where you've been and it showed all the landmarks.
Yeah, what do they call it? The spirit sense or something?
Yeah. For me it felt very No Man's Sky-ish.
I kind of see what you're saying.
Where it's kind of like you're walking around, you're finding your own like cool environments you can interact with, you can do secrets and whatnot, and then like there's one crazy beast that comes out the darkness, and you gotta do another puzzle to get him into a corner to take him out. And I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. And then, I mean, the bird upgrade was cool. I thought that was pretty all right. But nothing.
What?
You not hear about the bird? You can get him to.
Oh, I thought you said a bird upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, if it's free, sure, I'll touch on it.
Yeah, I might pick it up at some point. The thing is, I'll probably be too busy playing other games. That's my issue there.
Especially shit that we got coming out.
Yeah. Ratchet & Clank, if that's a release or a console release, that's the first game I'm playing.
Almost assume it is.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah, because it looks like it's directly being influenced by the console's hardware.
Yeah.
So that's easily the first game I'll play.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've always been kind of on par with like the system releases. If I remember correctly, they also did a PlayStation 4 release.
I can't remember. You might be right, but I'm really not sure.
I'm pretty sure they also did with the PlayStation 3. Because I almost guarantee they did.
I'm pretty sure they did with PS3 because they released a couple games.
Yeah,
for the PS3.
PS3. I remember the games I got were Ratchet & Clank, Infamous, Arkham Asylum, and Gran Turismo when I bought my PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I mean, the PS3 era was big for Ratchet & Clank. That's where they had like their soft reboot. Mm-hmm. They had their I don't remember what it was called. They had some sort of. They had like an underlying storyline trilogy.
Right.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if the first one came out for the PS3 or when the PS3 launched, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm totally expecting this one to be a PS5 launch. And if it is, that's the first game I'm playing.
I don't know.
Probably though Pathless was the biggest game in my opinion there. I think the most interesting game to come out of it was Aeon Must Die.
Yeah.
AMD as it's called. And if you see it, it's like, oh yeah, I mean it looks cool. It looks kind of, the art style is unique. It's got fun gameplay, or fun looking gameplay. But the interesting thing is what came like 5 minutes after the state of play ended. So a tweet blew up that talks about this thing that is the story regarding Aeon Must Die, where every person that worked on that game, the whole development team has quit as of like 3 days before that reveal, because the publishers and like the people who were running it basically forcefully stole their IP, stole the IP from the developers, and have been treating them like just straight shit. Huh?
It's 2.
Oh yeah, you do need to leave around too.
I do need to go.
Let me wrap this story up real quick, and then how long did we actually go for? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Sean has to go and pick up a friend, so
Yeah, I have to pick him up from the airport.
I'll wrap this up quick. So basically, the whole development team got shafted, basically, and it's my pants.
I was like, what's that?
They got shafted, and they've been like they've completely left the team. There's like a whole new trailer that was like posted by someone, but like I think it's some other developer, and they're like, this is the actual trailer. The other trailer that they showed on the state of play was outsourced illegally, and a bunch of shit like that. So like everyone's like, dude, this game looks actually kind of cool when they was showing it off, and then literally 5 minutes later, people are like, oh, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. We're not doing that.
That shit's crazy to me. Companies doing that shit always gets under my
It's just
skin.
it's bad. It's
Yeah.
awful. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They forcefully stole the IP from their people, and they completely screwed the developers. There was like a letter, like they've compiled a bunch of things in a Dropbox that shows like evidence from multiple people, multiple personnels, and like evidence just showing how they fucked them over.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one letter that they have that's basically the developers pleading the publishers to give them like have them treated correctly and the game treated correctly. They're like, we just want to make good games. It's honestly sad reading it.
Damn.
It's awful.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I can't believe people. It's awful.
Yeah.
Just bad. You need to go.
I do need to go.
So get out of here.
Sorry, everyone. I gotta pick up a friend from an airport. Trying to be a good person. So
That's a rarity.
yeah. Well, fuck you. Think for yourself, bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, good fuck.
Wow, he will not let that go.
Nope.
He will not let that go.
Eat shit.
Just because I try to make sure I don't waste my money. What a weirdo.
Experience new things.
I have. Like flicking you off.
Go fuck yourself.
All right. I think this might be a little bit of a shorter one, but sometimes we just need to. Yeah, nothing we could do. Sean has to pick up a friend from the airport that they're flying back to now. He has to make sure he actually gets there on time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can bring up. I guess I'll briefly mention, just to make it at least closer to an hour. For any of you that have, I wonder if any of you guys have seen Tower of God, because I basically binged it all of last week, because it's only like 13 episodes or so, and I knew I'd been wanting to watch it. I finally been. Are you leaving or not?
I need a wallet.
You probably do need a wallet. Anyways, I binged it basically all of last week, and it's really fucking good. Like I think what's most interesting about that show, it's not even the art style, which is weird and kind of I like it, though it does kind of take a bit to get used to. I think the story and the progression and pacing of the story is what's best about it. Like the thing with it is it always has like this sense of you don't know where you are. I don't want to say there's not world building, because I mean there really isn't, but it's not a bad thing, you know? It's like it's slowly progressed world building is the thing. Like you don't really get like for the first with this kind of story, you expect to not know anything about the world for like the first couple episodes or so. But with this, you kind of really don't have a firm grasp of the world throughout the whole season. Because you really don't need it per se. It's all just like mysteries that are like firmly planted and like naturally selected. Get out.
Love you.
Shut up. He doesn't love me. He's a liar. They're all like mysteries about the world that are like just well placed in context of the story. So like there's a lot of things regarding like what is the magic power that they all use, what's their like what's the purpose of this tower, what's their whole world like, why do these people act like this, or why are there people from here? Like there's a lot of questions that don't necessarily need answering until they tell you to, or tell you the answer. Like there's a whole thing about the magic that they have, or they're like, was it Shinsu or something? I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you see it pulled up and they're like, oh, this thing is interesting. Okay, so what do I need to know about this? And they tell you like through characters and through the actions enough. Like we still don't really know fully about how their magic works, but we know all we need to. And I think that's probably the best part of the Tower of God anime, is because it has such an interesting progression of its story. That's the only thing that I think makes it like above the rest, if that makes sense. I think it's still like really good anime. I think it's got good voice acting, the sub and dub, which is also interesting. I think they have like the sub and dub have like super similar voice actors, which is kind of rare. Like they sound fairly similar in my opinion. But both voice acted pretty well. Again, the animation is pretty good. The story is just, I think, the best part. Yeah, I think that's just what makes it the best, is the story has such good progression and the storytelling is just really well done, that's what keeps me going. And that's why I was so invested. Like, it has what I feel are kind of natural cliffhangers, if that makes sense, where like the episode ends, but it doesn't feel like a cop out, you know? It feels like it ends at the right portion and it leaves enough for you to have to pull into the next episode or to hold on to until the next episode. Because obviously, like, you want your fans coming back for the next episode and coming back next week. And I think they do that well and don't make it feel cheap, where as opposed to like a lot of shows that are like, oh, it's you, and then cut away. That episode's over. It's like they're a lot more natural than that. There's a little development that happens, and it's like, oh, that's what happened, and then cut, and then goes to the next episode. It doesn't feel cheap like that, which I think is helpful. Is partially due to the good story progression that the show has. But I think I would definitely recommend it. It's a 13 episodes, so it's fairly short and easy to follow. You might feel really lost in the beginning, but I'm telling you, they totally satisfy it, even without not telling you everything. And there's and it ends with a couple really good threads to go off of, for the next season, because it's definitely happening next season. Also, The God of High School, that also started a couple weeks ago, and I caught up to that. That show, so I watched both of those because they're both from Webtoons, and they're both the Crunchyroll originals. So they like both derived from that website with the digital manhwa. We talked about it in a previous episode. So I wanted to watch both of those because I really was a fan of Webtoons a couple years ago. So seeing that they become animes, I was like, oh, hell yeah, that'd be amazing. So I want them to be good so we get more animes, and preferably shows I've read. Or manhwas I've read. So I decided to read God of High School, or watch God of High School. That show is weird. So it's a show, or I'll clarify, the manhwa that was in the Webtoon it's about action and characters. That's the two thing that it's about. Like, those are its primary focus, basically. And, like, obviously, yeah, characters, that's always a big thing in stories. But this one, like, especially, because it's basically a tournament arc. And for animes, tournament arcs are huge because they serve two purposes. They serve the purpose of telling, like, having your favorite characters just duke it out with each other, and having through that those duke outs have battles of morals. It's a battle of like physical battles and mental battles at the same time. So, and that's where like character development comes in and all that stuff. So you would expect an anime, at least in the beginning, that is all about a tournament arc, to have those exact things. But the weird thing is it doesn't have that much character development, which is really weird, and it doesn't have that many character interactions. So if you read the manhwa, you'll notice there's a lot more character development in the story than there is in the show. Like, they cut a lot out. Like, I only read a little bit of the God of High School manhwa, and even then I noticed things that they cut out. That's like, I wouldn't necessarily say integral, but pretty important to have in there, and very helpful to have in the show to kind of make you feel more about the characters. And in the show, they don't have that as much. They only their focus is definitely the fights. And don't get me wrong, the fights look so damn good. They are animated really well. They're really impressive. Like, for those of you that don't know, there is this thing called I actually already forgot the name, but it's like a rotating shot, where like there's a focus in the middle and the camera basically goes around the object in the middle. Now, it's really not that hard to do in live action, but in animation, that is hard. That is a hard thing to animate. And they do it while the characters are doing intense fights. That is impressive, and it looks really good. I have to give them credit for that. But the weird thing about it is that doesn't have as much weight to it as it should. Now, it's only like halfway through the season about, so it hasn't really gotten to that point yet, but I can totally expect in the later seasons where like more climactic fights happen. As long as I keep up this pace of not doing that much character development, I can totally see it being where the fights are kind of meaningless. They'll look good, and I 100% believe they will look good, but I do not think they will have much weight to them. Which is such a weird decision, because it totally feels deliberate. It is 100% deliberate that they are focusing on fights over characters. It just feels like a weird decision, because, again, with tournament arcs, their big thing is that it's a fight of physical fight and a moral fight. So you need both of those for it to feel truly satisfying and truly good, because tournament arcs are notably some of the best parts in some anime shows. So for God of High School not to have the character portion as developed as it should be is kind of insane. I'm still kind of on the fence of whether or not I think this is a good idea. I definitely think it's weird. It's a weird decision for sure. Again, if it's good or not, I still have to decide that, really. I don't know. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to keep up with it. We'll see if it's any good. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. That's really it. I tried to stretch it out to about an hour, and I think we reached that for our episode here. Hopefully I wasn't as boring. Be it solo. Try to talk about it and keep it a little bit entertaining, so I hope I did. But I think that's where we will call it for today. Just move. Hopefully not break the table. I hope you all enjoyed. If you would like to check us out, make sure to follow our Twitter and Instagram at IDC Podcast. We actually have someone, Amelia, handling that stuff now, so it's a lot better than it used to be. So definitely go check that out. If you like what you're hearing right now, make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube to see these VODs of all of our streams and our podcast as a whole live. And make sure to follow us on twitch.tv/Identity Crisis Show to watch us stream this podcast live on every Saturday at 1 p.m. EST. And see us stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. EST, playing a variety of games together. Usually there's another person here. Usually. But again, I should reiterate that for the next 2 weeks, next 2 Saturdays, we will not have a podcast episode because Sean and I will be out on vacation in a completely different state. So there's no real good way for us to stream. That also includes our Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams for not next week, but the week after. We will not have any streams. So, yeah, that's basically all we have to say. So, thank you everyone for coming out. Hope you enjoyed. We will catch you later. See ya.